Well, Joe, you were born in Brazil. Tell us about life growing up there as a kid.
Wow. It's like home. That's a place where I want to end up my life, and over there, to start off your career as a jockey is very tough. I would say much tougher than how it is over here. But as I said, that's home. Over there is just the best place to me.
How did you get involved in racing over there?
It was a funny thing because when I really decided to be a jockey, I was working in a company as a carpenter, and the manager of that company knew an ex-jockey, so he introduced this guy to me, and from him I start off everything, you know. As you probably don't know, I started my apprenticeship in São Paulo's race course, but before that I was working as a size for 6 months in my state called Paraná, a place where the racetrack is really average, I would say. Yeah, and then I moved up to São Paulo at the year 2000. Yeah, 2000.
We all know that Brazilians love their sport and they get quite vocal. What's the atmosphere like on a race day in Brazil riding over there?
Well, at the old days, I would say was very, very exciting. Horse racing in Brazil at this moment is not going as good as it used to be, but in the special days like the Derby Day, the biggest cup race is quite exciting when you go to watch it, even riding on the races. The horses over there are very, very good. The jockey is also very competitive, so it's the feeling to be riding back in my country is really, really nice.
You mentioned that you did a lot of your early riding around São Paulo, and you rode over 1,000 winners. It's quite a phenomenal achievement.
I was quite successful back in São Paulo. I rode in that racetrack for 8 years, and I could reach that number of winners. I was quite lucky to have such a great support from some of nice trainers and some of good owners also. And being associated with good horses, obviously that's a big help.
Your best memories back then? Obviously you rode some pretty good horses. Any really spring to mind?
I do have a horse that was very special to me, a horse called Eu Também. I used to ride him probably 8 times back in Brazil, and he won all of them. And then I went to ride him in an international race in Argentina, and he was able to make it. So that horse was a special horse. His name was Eu Também.
When you left Brazil, you're at the top of your game. You went and rode in France, Uruguay and Dubai. Was that just a new challenge for you?
Yeah, you know, when I left over there was because I was feeling that if I didn't chase for something new, I was going to start to get on the wheel down on my performance. Fortunately, the door opened to me here in Singapore, and then I think was the best thing that I did to come over and try if I could make it or not. And fortunately, very quick I was able to get involved on it and get some people to support me, and things went pretty good to me. I'm very happy to be around here.
How did all that come about, your arrival in Singapore? How were you attracted to Singapore?
Well, when I first got here, in fact, I didn't know where it was in the map. So I didn't know much about Singapore, but when I got here, I was quite surprised to see what I saw. Horse racing here obviously is not as good as some other places in the world, but I would say it's pretty good. They've been improving the quality of the horses. We have such a great trainers over here, and as I said, I was pretty lucky to be sitting on top of such a nice horses. So yeah, this place has been very, very good to me.
It was 2010 when you arrived. You arrived halfway through the season, and you even had an interrupted time when you came because you had to go home for reasons, but you still managed to ride 69 winners in that first season. That was an incredible strike rate.
Yeah, that year was probably because I was new and fresh. Everybody else really wanted to see what I was about, how good I could be here for Singapore. And then, as you said, it was quite exciting because very quick I was able to sit on top of such a nice horses like Giving Vision, who won the first 2 legs of the Triple Crown of the 3 years old. And then everything started to happen so quick, and then I just tried to don't release the chances, you know. Once the chance was there for me, I just grabbed it and things kept on going good.
Given Vision and Renixis. Given Vision is just in front of Renixis, and Dwight Papa on the outside, but another brilliant ride by Moreira gets Given Vision home. Given Vision by a length and a quarter.
Well, as you say, things did happen very quickly, and you very fast became an international jockey of note travelling. You went to Australia and rode Group 1 winners.
Well, it's all about great support. If you associated with good horses and being riding for good people, you make the doors open, and that's what happened. I end up going to Australia a couple of times, and fortunately I was able to win some future races. It was just so special to me.
On your trip down there, you rode a lot for Nathan Tinkler. How did that association come about?
Well, one of his trainers used to train over here, used to work for Michael Friedman, called Glenn Thompson. And this guy, he has recommended me to ride for his boss, which is Nathan Tinkler. And then one day he called me up and he invited me to go there and ride some of his horses. And as I said, there was another opportunity to be riding some horses internationally. And I just tried to don't release it. And things went pretty good, as you just mentioned.
Well, you came down to Sydney, you rode trusting, you flew in, jumped on the horse, rode a winner, flew out. It must have been an incredible feeling. It must have given you a great excitement to do that.
Yeah, I'm still very excited and enjoying very much ride horses. And doesn't matter where, doesn't matter what kind of races. If they call me out for riding, and if I feel like, wow, I've got a very good chance to win, I won't think twice. I will just hop on the horse and do my best.
Well, you've proven that, because not only have you flown to Australia, but you've even flown as far as Sweden and Germany to take rides and win.
Well, as I said, Singapore has been so good to me, has opened so many doors, and as you mentioned, Sweden and Germany, Hong Kong, South Africa has been a couple of other doors, and as you said, I've been successful, and obviously it's just because I've been sitting on top of such a good horses.
You've become very popular too with the international jockey challenges, and late last year you ventured to Hong Kong, and that must have been an incredibly enjoyable night for you at Happy Valley.
Definitely, especially as we talk about the international jockeys, because when I first got there, I was talking with some of Hong Kong people, and they mentioned that my rides were not much good. Anyway, I just put into my mind that I was going to ride and I was going to do my best. And at the end of the day, I took the prize home, so it was a big achievement, and I was happy and enjoyed definitely that moment.
How were you feeling that night when you walked into the jockey room in Hong Kong and you look and see all those great international jockeys around you? Is that intimidating for you?
Not really, because I used to ride over there in other races, so I knew how tough it was going to be, but I know my potential, I know I have ability, and I just put in my mind that I just had to do my best, and things just went perfect to me.
If there was one horse in the world that Joe Moreira could ride that you haven't ridden, what would that horse be?
Would be Rocket Man. But I do respect all the other riders that used to ride him. They all deserve, but as you mentioned, if there is any horse that I wish to ride one day, it's Rocket Man. I don't really see much chance of me riding him, but if one day the opportunity comes, I will grab it.
You've ridden some pretty good ones over here. Is there a couple that maybe really stand out in your mind?
Definitely Super Easy's being one of the best horses that I've ridden. Unfortunately, his last 3 runs last year, he wasn't at his best anymore, but he's coming along well. He's gonna start off soon, and I'm very excited the way how he's gonna go. I think if he shows off the best of his ability this year again, he's definitely gonna win some future races, and I'm looking forward to sit on top of him.
I think you might have formed a new association with another potential star here in Chase Me as well.
Well, Chase Me is such a great horse. He was pretty good. I wasn't able to ride him many times, but fortunately I got on top of him on the Derby day, and he just made it pretty easily. So yeah, this horse is a memorable horse to me.
You're still a young man, you've got a young family here. What do you like to do with yourself away from racing?
What do I like to do? Well, in fact, I play a lot with my son, which is pretty young, and make me spend a lot of energy. He's a lovely kid, and I feel like him.
You made it no secret that you like a challenge, and you've also said you'd like to ride maybe in Australia or Hong Kong. What does the future hold for you?
Well, still haven't made up my mind, but obviously Australia and Hong Kong is one of the things that is at the back of my mind. And let's see what happens. We just have to wait.